Fox News and Dominion Voting Systems reached a deal to resolve a defamation lawsuit and avoid a trial. They agreed to one of the largest settlements in any defamation case in U.S. history. The voting machine company will collect more than $787 million, but Fox News will not have to make an on-air apology. Scott MacFarlane is at the courthouse, or was at the courthouse when the settlement announcement was made. It's following the very latest from Wilmington, Delaware. I tell you, Scott, for you, this has been a whole lot of hurry up and wait, and then nothing. Good morning.
Yeah, it's a good way of describing it, Anne Marie. Really, it was the ultimate last-minute settlement. The jury was seated. The opening statements were about to begin up on the 7th floor, and then both sides blinked, and they agreed upon this eye-popping number. Avoiding a trial that would have turned Fox News' biggest stars into star witnesses, the company will cut a $787.5 million check to Dominion Voting Systems.
The president's lawyers alleging a company called Dominion.
Fox was accused of knowingly airing conspiracy theories and baseless claims falsely linking Dominion to a scheme to flip votes during the 2020 election.
So much for those claims that voter fraud never happens. Of course it happens. They knew it happened.
That's despite evidence, including internal messages in which Fox executive Suzanne Scott warned challenging Trump's bogus claims could hurt ratings.
Today's settlement of $787,500,000 represents vindication and accountability. Lies have consequences.
And the settlement included a public statement from Fox, which Tuesday night said it acknowledged the court's rulings, finding certain claims about Dominion to be false. But there was no requirement of an on-air apology or retraction, and Fox attorneys declined to speak to reporters outside the courthouse.
The folks at Fox are big boys and girls, and they can say whatever statement they want in the future to recognize what they did and what this court found. But we think that the dollar figure that they agreed to today speaks for itself.
The settlement spares Dominion from having to put its fate in the hands of 12 jurors and from years of likely appeals if the case went to trial.
They get an acknowledgement that this was wrong, and they get to move on. And in that sense, this is more accountability than people have seen from Fox News.
Dominion has another suit in the same courthouse before this same judge against Newsmax for claims made after the 2020 election. And Fox is facing another defamation suit from Smartmatic, a voting machine company that's suing for $2.7 billion, a suit that, Anne Marie, could yield an even larger sum.
Wow. So we know we had this one-day delay in the case, and that's when people started to wonder whether or not there was going to be a settlement. But then it seemed like everything was back on. Did this settlement come as a surprise?
I think Fox and Dominion found what the last minute really is. It's not the 24-hour cooling off period they were given Monday. It's not just before jury selection. It's not just after jury selection. Apparently, it's after the lunch break, just before opening statements. Any number of civil litigants and attorneys will tell you it's not uncommon to have one of these quote-unquote courthouse steps settlements. Corporations are rational actors in theory. They think about things, about minimizing risk, and maybe both sides believed waiting till the last minute to some way minimized risk.
You know, before this settlement, we talked a bit about, the possible outcome of the case and the messaging or the precedent that will be set either way if Fox lost or won. What about kind of the impact of this sort of settlement?
The experts with whom we're speaking say this could induce settlements in some of these other cases, that it's more likely now that Smartmatic and Fox settle that $2.7 billion suit. We know the suit against Newsmax, for example, from Dominion is in its early stages. It has many, many months to go. Perhaps that timeline gets accelerated toward a settlement as well. This has set some form of bar or a measuring stick out there, and it may change the trajectory of some of the other suits that are out there, but we're not going to get this landmark historic trial, this modern day, modern generation trial of defamation in America, what it takes to prove it and how it plays out in court.
So we heard an awful lot about Dominion voting. I don't recall an awful lot about Smartmatic, though. So can you tell us about that case, what they're accusing Fox News of doing?
Yeah, it's symmetrical in a sense, Anne-Marie, because they're accusing Fox News of giving voice to these baseless claims and conspiracy theories that they have either foreign ties or some scheme to flip votes. Smartmatic has a much smaller footprint in the U.S. elections from 2020 than Dominion does. The damage ask is larger. Potentially that's one reason. Dominion was at play in more places in more states at more times. But all of this is rolling through the same civil court system. It takes many months, if not years, for these cases to go from soup to nuts, from start to finish. But again, maybe this Fox settlement with Dominion here in Wilmington, Delaware, accelerates the timetable in that case.
Right. And I know the Fox News case was sort of the biggest deal when it came to the Dominion case, but as you point out, they are also suing other people, including individuals. Any insight into those cases?
And so Dominion has suits against Newsmax and other players that were part of these baseless claims after 2020. Some of them are here in Delaware, some of them are elsewhere. There's a timetable that has been impacted by what happened here yesterday. This settlement has set a mark, and now we'll see if it ends up being kind of a gravitational pull on all the other civil cases filed because of what was said after the 2020 election.
Yeah, this was the big fish. I don't think the pockets are quite as deep for some of the other people that they are suing and companies. Scott, thank you very much.